Hey everybody, my son is a new homeowner and was asking me the other day what, as far as cordless tools, what would be the first tool to get? And the resounding answer to that is a cordless drill. Some people will call it a screw gun. Yes, it will run screws as well. That's part of the beauty of the versatility of this tool. This happens to be a Milwaukee. That's my flavor of the last few years. And I'll put a link down below if that helps anybody. But that'll get you started. There's all kinds of brands out there and all kinds of different pricing. But what I would do is make certain of a couple of things. First of all, if we look on here, you see that right there, that puts us in drill function, okay? And what I would look for is, you see that if we move it one more notch, we have a hammer function. And what that does is when we're drilling into masonry, concrete, brick, or whatever, as the drill bit is turning, it's also hammering, and it drills way quicker into that masonry than you would otherwise be able to do. So I would get what's called a hammer drill and make sure that you're getting that. But back to the functionality of it, this is what's called the chuck, and it's kind of dirty here. I was screwing something right next to paint, and paint rubbed off on there. But in any event, this is called the chuck. In the olden days, the chuck used to have a metal key that you put the bit in the end, and then you would you would tighten it down as much as you could by hand, and then use the key to finish tightening it. This is what's called a keyless chuck, and the way it functions, you can see if I turn it this way, the little prongs inside there that hold the bit in place tighten down, and when I turn it this way, it loosens up and opens up. Now, you can either do it like that, or a quick way to do it, if I want to tighten down, I can put it in forward. This is reverse. This is forward. I can grab a hold of the chuck, and you can see how it tightens down very quickly. And if I want to open it up, I can open it up. In this case, I want to open it up. This is a 1/2-inch drill, and I'm going to put a 1/2-inch bit in there. Then I'm going to put it in forward and hold it. And I hold it real tight as I snug it down, and then I'm ready to drill. This drill, and it's another function that I would make sure that you have when you're buying one, or that you get when you're buying one, 2 speeds. You have low speed and a high speed. When you're drilling, you typically are going to be using the higher speed. And a lot of times when you're using it as a screw gun, you'll put it on the higher speed as well. Now, you may wonder what these numbers are as you go through here. And what those are, that's what's called the clutch. And when you're using it as a screw gun, I've got a drill bit in here. Actually, let me change that out real quick. Right here is a little Phillips head bit. I'll hold that in place with my finger on the chuck. Let it tighten down around the bit. Did you hear that noise? That's that clutch kicking in. And what that does is when you're driving a screw in and you want to what's called countersink the screw below the surface of the material, for instance, drywall or wood as well. What you would do, if you've got a lot of screws to run, what you would do is, through trial and error, you will go back and forth and you'll find that setting that's perfect where your screw gets countersunk just below the surface of the material. And again, in the case of drywall, and the reason why you would want to countersink a screw, for instance, with drywall, is when you go to spread your your mud, you don't want screw heads sticking up all over the place. So anyway, that's what the clutch does, is it will engage. You hear that? It'll engage when it meets enough resistance according to the setting, and it won't continue to drive that screw all the way through your material. Anyway, just again, a wonderfully versatile tool to have around the house, and again, the very first one that I ever got, and I certainly would recommend for others as well. Beyond that, make sure as you're shopping that you're getting not just the tool, but you're also getting a battery or two that comes with it, and also a charger, obviously, because sometimes out there they're just selling the tool, and you may think you're getting a good deal, but then you got to go get the battery and the charger. And also you will want to pick up, in this case, these are Milwaukee bits in all the various sizes, all the way up to a full 1/2 inch. And again, this is a 1/2 inch drill. And that's another thing I'd make sure of. Make sure you're getting a 1/2 inch, that it can hold all the bits all the way up to a 1/2 inch. Then you'll want to get some various tips. This is a Phillips head tip, and I'll see if I can't find a link for some of those as well, and other tips. But again, just a quick overview, and the very first tool that I would have, very first tool I did have. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.